What's up, sneaker fans? Thanks for tuning in to a More Than Hype review. Now, 2021 has been a really strange year for releases, where we're seeing delays and release dates being pushed back, and in some cases, releases being canceled altogether. But one thing that you can always reliably predict is that Jordan Brand will have a holiday release 11. And this year, very notably, we are getting a retro colorway or a re-release of the cool gray 11s. Now, the last time these came out was 2010, so it's been quite a while. So let's get right into this review, starting with the packaging. And another thing you can always predict Jordan Brand will do is they'll play around with the packaging and give you some special packaging. And that's exactly what we got here in this wolf gray / cool gray box that almost from the side mimics the colorway of the shoe. Really interesting look here. This is not a flip top, but Jordan Brand likes to do a lot of things with the packaging. Sometimes you get plastic sleeves. You'll have interesting graphics on the top. On this one, we just see Air Jordan and then a white Jumpman logo in the background. Everything in this semi-gloss finish. Nothing on this side. Your standard licensing and such on the bottom. Nike Air logo on this side. Another on this end. Nothing here. So let's move on to the label here. So official name of these is Air Jordan 11 Retro. Official colors, medium gray, multicolor, and multi. But we all know these as the cool gray 11s. Style code CT8012005. As far as sizing goes, I find that Jordan 11s always run true to size. I got an 8.5 here, that's my size in Air Maxes. Other Jordans like Air Jordan 1s, these are coming in full family sizing, but this 8.5 in men's would be a 10 in women's. And that brings us to the retail. So these come in at a whopping $225 retail, which is, we're getting to foam positive prices now. I think the last time that I really wanted 11 was back when the Gamma Blues came out, and those retailed for $185 back in 2014. It's notable, and I just checked, the GS pair this year for the cool grays is retailing at $185. This is a trend that I don't see stopping at all. I've already told Nike with my dollars that I'm alright paying this inflated price for a pair of 11s. Because they are very nice, don't get me wrong. But $225 now, it's very possible in the distant future, but not so distant future, these holiday Jordan 11s are retailing at $250. But that's a conversation for the future. Let's get right into the box and start looking at the shoes. Now, as I mentioned, box top just comes right off like this. Inside, instead of paper, we have this textured black plastic. But what we really want to see is the shoes. And while I did just talk about the price a lot, these are definitely really nice. So let's get both pairs out and take a closer look. Alright, so now taking a closer look at the cool gray 11s, and again, these are really, really nice. Let's start with the upper materials here, starting with this very iconic patent leather mudguard in this cool gray color. Really, really nice. Definitely a quality material here that goes all around the shoe, from the lateral side to the toe box here, to the medial side we have our seam, all the way to the heel where we get another seam here. Really, really nice. For some who are really into Jordan 11s, there is a little bit of a debate of what the optimal height of the patent leather is, and that's not really me. I'm not really that into Jordan 11s, but I can say that whatever height this is, it looks really nice. Moving on to this upper piece where we'd usually get a ballistic nylon or a smooth leather, we have a really nice nubuck material. We have our speed lacing system here. But looking at this nubuck here, really nice stuff. You can actually see the grain of the leather itself. Very nice quality here. Jumpman logo embroidered in there. On the heel we have our 23. On the medial side, more of those speed lacing eyelets and more of that nubuck material. Laces are really nice as well. You have thick white rope laces. Our little patch there in the middle. One thing I really like about 11s is that while the majority of the shoe is loud and you can see that there's design all over, the plain tongue is just something that I really, really like. I think if they had a patch or something up here, that would have been too much. But having it down here, it just all works together so nicely. But on the tongue itself, you can get a better look at how nice the quality of this nubuck is. Very, very nice. On the underside, we can see we have the quality basketball products inspired by the greatest player ever. Debatable, but that's another video. Looking on the inside, we have gray fabric lining. And looking at the eyelets, or looking at the aglets, nothing on the aglets on these laces. You also don't get an extra set of laces. You rarely do with these holiday colorways. And then taking a look at the insole. It is a foam insole, not ortholite, with a gray sock liner here. Jumpman logo in white on the heel. And that brings us to the midsole. Now taking a look at the midsole, you have your Phylon foam for your midsole with this signature sort of texture on these Jordan 11 midsoles. I think just the look of the midsole outsole combination is just one of the greatest. Definitely undeniable that the design here is super iconic and is one of the reasons why this is one of the best Jordans ever made. We have our white Phylon foam, we have an air sole unit inside, and then we have our icy blue traction here. Now usually on my reviews, the review ends on the upper, and there isn't really much to see on the midsole outsole, but when it comes to Jordans, there's just a level of storytelling and just design all the way into the outsole, and you can just see that here now. We have these really interesting shapes for the traction, so we have our herringbone here on the forefoot as well as on the heel. Then sort of playing with the shape here, we have these pods underneath the translucent icy blue outsole. We have printed in the middle on the carbon fiber plate the Jumpman logo. Another pod here on the back. Definitely interesting look. Here's a look at that carbon fiber. We do get that gray color in there that matches so nicely with the upper. A super solid shoe. These are actually releasing tomorrow. I was able to get my pair from the Shock Drop a couple weeks ago. I'll leave a couple links in the description below on where you can cop these. When it comes to holiday Jordan 11s, they always have really high stock numbers. So if you really want these, I'm confident that you'll be able to get a pair. Check the links below in the description. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sneaker related content, and I'll catch you on the next video.